So Pragmata came out a couple of days ago and I've been enjoying it quite a lot, so I wanted to make a little video just sort of talking about what I've been enjoying about the game so far, showing off some of the gameplay, showing off some of the amazing game design that is present in this game, and so on and so forth. So I hope you enjoy. I've got about 3 hours and 46 minutes on the game thus far, and it's been amazing. So amazing, in fact, that I wanted to just sort of start recording and give my thoughts on what I've played so far. I'll do some of these like VR missions while I'm talking about it, and we'll go from there. So to start off with, like, the gameplay is really good. Somehow it managed to make third-person shooters feel fresh again, which, given the fact that third-person shooters are such a saturated genre, you'd think that there's nothing that you could possibly do to make it feel fresh again. But Pragmata has brought this hacking component to it. It's not being put to use in this challenge. I'll have to show it off somewhere else. Maybe I'll make a bit of story progress in this as well. So there we go, there's that training complete with 3 stars. These like training missions sort of remind me of the VR missions in like Metal Gear Solid, or the I don't know what they're called, but like sort of the virtual missions in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Like just those sorts of like bite-sized challenges that sort of show you what the gameplay systems can do. Yeah, the mods as well. These have been interesting. But yeah, these mods. So these are sort of like the charms in Hollow Knight, where it's just these little boosts that you can be granted. Yeah, I just got a couple of new ones here. So what do we got? Aggressive defense, reduces damage while you're aiming a weapon, so you know that could be useful. Quick fix, a boost to the healing system. They're cool, but I have been running these 3, which I got pretty early on. What I do want to show is a section that I thought just had like really good game design. I mean, the whole game is good game design, but this was just a little moment that really stuck out to me as just a quality little section. I also like the level structure as well. Despite the fact that the whole game technically takes place on the moon, they have found ways to bring variance to its levels. Like, you'd think that a game that solely takes place on the moon would have, you know, a very boring sort of stale visual design concept to it, but no, they've clearly put a lot of effort into making sure that each level looks different than the last. So you know, we've obviously got a city here, like seemingly replicating New York. The level after this is like a lush like terrace, and I'm sure that the levels past that point also bring a unique sort of visual motif to the table. I haven't made it that far yet though. So it was here. So there was this enemy, and when you first come here, aiming at the enemy from this platform here, the hacking range doesn't reach this far. So when you're aiming here, initially, you're unable to reach this enemy. If you go over here, however, the hacking range does reach. Fact is, however, is that that enemy is guaranteed to like get some shots in at you. And you're gonna think like, geez, this is awkward because, you know, I gotta go over here to get away. Then I gotta go back to aim at him once again. So you defeat that enemy, and you think, you know, if only there was a way to upgrade the hacking ability. So you turn around, you find this chest, and it gives you this weapon mod, Relay Amplifier, increasing hacking range by 30%. So the game shows you this issue. It shows you that from this point onward, hacking range isn't going to be optimal. You know, maybe you're going to be too far away, maybe there's going to be some situations like this where you can't exactly be close enough to the enemy. Immediately, it gives you a potential solution to that problem. It's sort of the game design that is put on show throughout this entire game so far, where it seems to be just very, very competently made, where clearly every encounter has a lot of thought put into it. The checkpoints are also pretty well spaced, I've found. Well, you don't ever seem to have to play too much to get to the next checkpoint. it's never too much of a commitment to, you know, start up a session. Because at most, you're gonna have to play like half an hour to get to the next checkpoint. Yeah, so the pacing has been exquisite so far. I've also been enjoying the voice acting. Yeah, before I started recording, I could have sworn that this guy made like a Mega Man sound effect or something. I believe it was like the sound that occurs when Mega Man dies. I was kind of caught off guard because I was like, where did that come from? So yeah, there's a neat little Mega Man Easter egg. I don't know how to replicate it. You're just gonna have to take my word that happened. So yeah, I've gotten up to this checkpoint in the terrace. So we'll just play on from here for a little bit. Yeah, I've been loving the gameplay. It's like there's quite a lot to sink your teeth into, I find. Like the dash is really nice, very flexible. The hover's a bit slow, but that's alright. Yeah, here we go. So I have offensive mode on. Oh shit, okay. Yeah, the hacking is just so well integrated. Like when I was first looking at like trailers for the game, I was wondering like, how is this grid thing gonna like seamlessly flow with the rest of the game? It just does. At a glance, it might look a bit ugly that this like grid is constantly popping up, but when you're actually playing it, like, it just works, dude. And all the weapon variants are very nice as well. They're split into 3 classes as far as I'm aware, where the red ones are just like your damaging weapons. The green ones seem to focus on stopping the enemy, and then the blue ones seem to be focused on distracting the enemy. So it's pretty good, like, balance, and the color coordination of it makes it so that as soon as you can see a weapon, like here, you already know what this is kinda trying to do. Like, okay, this is gonna stop the enemy one way or another. So the visual communication is very well flowing. Got these flying dudes, I haven't seen these yet. Yeah, every enemy has their own like hacking grid sort of thing. They've done a good job of making it such that you have to deal with every enemy in a different sort of way. And it's not often that a game of like this sort of quality comes out, so you gotta appreciate it while it's here. I mean, I suppose it'll always be here, but stuff like this doesn't come out too often. And the rewards are very well paced as well. Like, every time you make it to a checkpoint, you always seem to have like a decent amount of money and some upgrade components, such that you're probably going to want to go back to the shelter, upgrade a bit, and then come back in. I haven't yet come to a checkpoint where I haven't wanted to go back to the shelter and do something. Yeah, the dialogue's been really quite charming as well, sort of bringing that feel that the Last of Us had, where there's a lot of these like little wholesome moments. It makes it like just kind of a feel-good game to play. Like, I think so far like one character's died, like one like character that like nobody cared about from like the introduction. But so far it's been like pretty chill. I mean, the stakes are obviously high. I mean, like, you know, the main character's life is technically on the line, you know, all the time. You know, it seems to be a game where you know that everyone's gonna make it to the end all okay. I may end up eating my words on that if the ending actually is sad. What if we can somehow make the jump? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they were playtesting this to make sure that's not possible. Yeah, I don't know where else to look, actually. See, all the levels so far sort of had a bit of like a sandbox sort of feel to them, where it's not entirely linear the whole way through. There's definitely linear sections, but then there's areas like this where it's like, there's a bit of exploration going on. So I gotta actually figure out where this last chip is. I guess I can test up here. Oh, have I been in here? Getting hit is very punishing in this game as well. Bosses will usually 3-shot you. Oh god, getting 3-shot by enemies as well while I'm at it. And if you die, then you gotta do a run back. If that's you're on an encounter with enemies or a boss. You start back at the shelter and you gotta run back. I don't actually mind that, like the run backs are not too punishing, and the bosses aren't they haven't been too hard so far. I mean, I think the first boss I did second try, and then the second boss I did first try, so I haven't had trouble so far. But when I did die that one time to the first boss, I was actually surprised to see that it's got a bit of a run back system going on. Something that I don't like when you die in this game, it sort of like immediately serves you up the option of reducing the difficulty. Like it doesn't even let you die a few times before showing you that. I don't know, I mean I find that to be a little bit, yeah, I mean I'd rather it didn't just, you know, immediately say you should reduce the difficulty. That's not happening. We're beating the game on the standard difficulty, and I may even go for a second time round with the higher difficulty that I believe unlocks after beating the game, because I didn't have that option to do it for my first playthrough. You know, I guess we can go in that extremely dangerous off-limits area just to see what's back there. I seriously doubt that would be story progress though. If it's giving, oh here it is. It's literally right here. Is it? Oh, this might be it. I literally missed it when it was right here. There we go. Progress. Alright, so I'll probably beat whatever this is, and then we can call it there. A little boss to end things off. Yeah, the attacks are very well telegraphed as well. They kind of have to be if you're having to focus on like a grid during gameplay. Gotta get rid of these guys. Okay, I'm getting screwed over. I'd really hate if he just like instantly respawns these enemies after I kill them. That would be not ideal. Just gotta pump out as many hacks as possible. That one didn't go too well. I don't know, those sticky bombs, I don't really like them. I'd like the other green weapon. Oh man, that's fine. There's more than one other green weapon. You gotta maintain distance with these guys. They can start up an attack pretty quick. Let's grab this big hit right here. Love to see that. When I was fighting the second boss, I actually missed my opportunity to land that big hit. So I ended up having to kill the whole boss with micro hits. God. Somehow I dodged getting hit there. That was wild. Yeah, the game seems pretty lenient with letting you off with some stupid stuff. Some hits that you definitely should be taking, it lets you get away with. Which is fine given how punishing getting hit is. Give him some of these. Let's enter overdrive. Just try to smash out as much DPS as possible. Give me that. Alright, I think we're winning here. I seriously doubt that I sell it from this point. That'd be a generational fuck up. There we go. Like, how clean is that when you're like smashing out hacks and then you're mag dumping while you're doing that as well? Very satisfying. This is definitely a fake wall. Yep. Yeah, there are fake walls in this game, hiding collectibles behind and all that. It's not a bad concept. I mean, you know, you had games like Silk Song where like half the game was hidden behind breakable walls, so they're not going that far of having like half of the game's content hidden behind walls, but you know, collectible here and there is all good. Okay, some more weapon slots. That's a good progression of the weapon system there. Instantly putting it to use, clearly. I've just dumped 2 red weapons right here. Can't miss them. So yeah, I guess we'll leave it there. I just sort of wanted to show a bit of this game and talk about some of the things that I'm really enjoying about it. If you haven't played this, then you should definitely consider picking it up, because stuff like this doesn't come out too often. Alright, so I'll leave it there and we'll see you in the next one.